What is up, Lakeside Church? My name is Cole Harper. I'm one of the pastors here, and tell you what, this is the first day I've been able to leave my house in 2 weeks because I was under isolation for COVID and stuff. And wow, it's nice to be back in the land of the living. It is good to see you guys. For our live streams and dry places today, I wanted to share a passage with you I read from Lamentations chapter 3 this morning. Lamentations is a book of the Bible that doesn't get a lot of love. There's actually some really good stuff in there. So I'm going to read it from chapter 3, and I'm going to zero in on verses 31 through 33, okay? So Lamentations chapter 3, verse 31 through 33. Here's what it says. For the Lord will not cast off forever, but though he cause grief, he will have compassion, according to the abundance of his steadfast love. For, check this out, for he does not afflict from the heart or grieve the children of men in that manner, right? So there's just two things, I think, just two. We'll just do two. Two things I want to kind of pull out from that I think more or less were really helpful for me this morning, just processing stuff, right? Number one, just a good reminder that the fatherly discipline of God is temporary, right? As human beings, we often make the mistake of taking stock of current circumstances, especially if they're terrible, and thinking that it will feel and look forever. We have a really hard time distancing ourselves from a real pessimism that nothing can change, especially if we're in a season that God is pruning, disciplining. He's using suffering to accomplish our maturity. That's a hard swallow. And it's helpful to remember that just doesn't go on indefinitely. Like whatever trial you're in right now, you're not going to stay there. Right? Life itself is a series of changes. And the nature of life means it has to change at times. And that's even for like pagans or people who don't know Jesus. We as believers in a completely different place, we realize that not only will life change, God doesn't like using adversity as a default. He will if it's the only tool that can accomplish what he wants to do, but he's not a killjoy. And that's the second thing I want to draw out from Lamentations 3. God is not a sadist. He doesn't enjoy just like ruining your day or taking you off or making stuff go wrong to kind of like just watch how you're going to react. That's not how he works. That's verse 33. For God does not afflict from his heart. God doesn't afflict from his heart. He will afflict provided it's necessary and there is no other instrumentality available in his wisdom that will accomplish what he has ordained to accomplish, right? But if there's a way he can bring about the things he has ordained to do in your life and not you suffering, he will default to things that aren't awful. He doesn't afflict from the heart. In other words, you can't look at affliction and then run a reductio and say, okay, therefore, God feels like this. God enjoys that. You can't do it. I think that's part of the drama of like living in a world that's kind of screwed up, is that's made us the kinds of creatures that God will have to use certain kinds of affliction to actually mature us. And it's not the case that, well, gosh, I could bring about a result with means that are enjoyable or means that are terrible. And just because I'm feeling evil today, I think I'm going to use things that are really hard and terrible. No. God uses affliction when that is the only thing left to bring about the results he wants to bring about. So a lot of people will really struggle if they've gone, particularly through like back-to-back seasons of just like insane hardship, and think, oh, I think that's God's default. And Lamentations, this chapter written after Jerusalem was razed to the ground in a smoldering heap, mind you, says no, he doesn't enjoy this. This COVID stuff right now, what's happening to like some of the parts of the agriculture industry, God doesn't enjoy that. I can't tell you exactly why he is ordained to like use that. But does he just get a kick out of it or get a rise out of it? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. In other words, he's safe. God is a safe refuge to run to when you're not quite sure how to deal with the affliction, stress, suffering you're going through, because he's not just going to say, huh, that's hilarious. No, that's not what he does. I love how Hebrews refers to Jesus as a high priest who is sympathetic with our weaknesses. So let's not try to make the mistake of making sweeping judgments about God's personality by using the affliction he'll utilize temporarily to accomplish something. That's what I'm working on. So, all right, I'm going to let you go. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.